tiny coin, just 25 cents. But what if I told you this unassuming piece of metal might be hiding a jackpot? Today we are diving deep into one of the most misunderstood coins from the early 21st century, the 2005 state quarter, often casually called a Liberty quarter. You'll learn the real history, the biggest myths, and how some versions have shocked collectors at auctions around the world. The 2005 quarter was issued at a time when the United States was celebrating the history and diversity of its states. Unlike older silver quarters, these coins are modern circulating quarters, minted for everyday use, and most simply passed from pocket to pocket without much thought. The 50-state quarters program ran from 1999 to 2008. Each year, several state designs were released. 2005 featured a California, a Minnesota, a Oregon, a West Virginia, a Kansas. These designs celebrated each state's unique culture and history. Yosemite in California, the Mississippi River in Minnesota, Crater Lake in Oregon, the Appalachian Mountains in West Virginia, and the buffalo on the Kansas design. But here's the key point. Most 2005 quarters are still only worth their face value, 25 cents. You've probably seen headlines like, "Check your pockets, this coin could be worth thousands," or "Rare 2005 quarter sells for big money at auction." These stories sound exciting, but we need to separate the myths from reality. This is perhaps the biggest misunderstanding. The truth is, the vast majority of 2005 quarters are worth exactly what they say on the coin, 25 cents, unless a coin has something unusual about it, like an error or rare grading. It likely won't fetch more than face value. So what does make certain 2005 quarters valuable? Coins are machines' artworks, and where machines make art, mistakes happen. Error coins occur because of glitches during the minting process, and collectors love them. Let's explore the most interesting ones. One of the wilder error stories from 2005 came from the Kansas state quarter. Some coins show the motto "In God We Trust" altered on the planchette, creating an anomaly that reads somewhat like "In God We Rust." These strike through. Grease errors and weak strikes occur when grease or debris interferes during minting. Collectors find these quirky and sometimes pay a small premium. Even so, most of these error coins sell for a few dollars to a few hundred, not thousands. Coins are layers of metal pressed together. If that layer fails to bond properly, you can end up with a missing clad layer coin. These can be fascinating because part of the metal layer peels away, something most collectors love. Some 2005 Minnesota quarters with these flaws have sold for a few $100s. This occurs when the die impression shifts slightly, creating doubled or distorted elements on the design. These have modest collector interest, often selling from $10 up to low hundreds of dollars depending on eye, appeal and grade. Most coins we handle every day are worn, scratched, dented, so their value stays at face. But coin grading, done by experts at PCGS, NGC, and similar firms, tells us how perfect a coin is. Here's the deal. MS60, MS63, common uncirculated condition. MS64, MS66, nicer uncirculated coins. MS67, MS68, extremely high quality. MS69, MS70, near perfect or perfect examples. For 2005 quarters, grading makes all the difference. According to market data, a 2005 quarter in top mint state, MS68, can fetch hundreds, even a few $1,000s depending on the state and demand. For example, a Kansas quarter graded MS68 has been listed in the $3,000 range. So the same design can be 25 cents in your pocket, or a collector's prized piece if it's near perfect and certified. Let's address the big question. Are 2005 quarters selling for crazy amounts at auction? The short answer, only in very specific cases, and almost always when they're error coins in high grades. While dramatic headlines might talk about coins selling for thousands, those are extremely rare scenarios. For perspective, a most certified 2005 state quarters in high grades sell in the hundreds to low thousands range. Are ordinary circulated coins still worth just 25 cents? Compare that to older historic quarters, such as an 1871 seeded Liberty quarter that reached hundreds of thousands because of its rarity and age. Different era, different market. Social media, coin influencers, clickbait headlines. They all drive one story. Every quarter could be your ticket to thousands. But let's keep it real. And many people look at a 2005 station quarter and think it must be rare because online videos highlight rare exceptions. Not the rule. Our auction houses sometimes list high-graded coins with elevated estimates, and that's your potential maximum, not the average sell-through price. Reality check. The odds of finding a coin worth more than face value are tiny unless you know what to look for. Here are real steps if you want to examine your own 2005 quarter. Step 1. Look at the mint mark. A P equals Philadelphia. A D equals Denver. S equals San Francisco proof. Step 2. Check for errors. A missing metal layer. A struck through grease. A doubled lettering. A off-center strike. Step 3. Condition matters. Or is the coin scratched? Or is it shiny? Or does it have strong relief? Step 4. Consider professional grading. If you believe you have something special, especially if the coin is in near mint condition, consider sending it to PCGS or NGC. Let's summarize the truth versus the hype. Fact. A typical 2005 quarter is worth 25 cents. Fact. Certain error coins and high-grade quarters can be valuable, sometimes significantly. Fact. Most of the coins people find in pocket change are not worth thousands. But, fact, finding a rare variety or a coin graded MS67 Plus can be very exciting and worthwhile. This is why collectors obsess over them. Not because every coin is valuable, but because every now and then, something rare slips through. Coins tell stories of history, of art, of the people and places they represent. The 2005 quarters may not be the rarest in all of numismatics, but they capture a moment in America's collective identity. From Yosemite's towering cliffs to Kansas' rolling plains, these coins were meant to connect us to the story of a nation. And if you do find one that's truly rare, it might just be worth more than pocket change.